The cabin of Horizon Air Flight 319 from Seattle to Chicago buzzed with the usual pre-flight chaos. Overhead bins snapped shut, seatbelts clicked, and passengers settled into their seats. In row 14, Michael Carter carefully placed a sleek gray case on his lap, his eyes darting to it like it held his lifeline. A sharp voice broke his focus. "Sir, you can't have that out during boarding," said Flight Attendant Karen Walsh, her smile thin and professional. Michael's breath hitched slightly as he looked up. "It's my portable oxygen device," he said, opening the case to reveal a compact mask and unit. "I have a respiratory condition. I need it close." Before he could explain further, Karen snatched the device with a swift motion. "Unapproved equipment isn't allowed. Safety protocol," she said, her tone final. Nearby passengers turned, catching the exchange. In the aisle seat, Sarah Nguyen, a graphic designer with a sketchpad on her lap, frowned. "He's struggling to breathe," she said softly. Karen waved her off. "Please, let the crew handle this." She slipped the device into a red service bag and strode toward the galley. Michael's breathing grew shallow, a faint wheeze audible. Across the aisle, David Kim, a tech consultant, started recording on his phone. "This isn't right," he muttered to his seatmate, Ellen Brooks, a nurse in a green cardigan. 2 rows back, a young girl, Mia, tugged at her father, James Holt. "Why's that man breathing funny?" James glanced over, his jaw tightening as he saw Michael clutching the armrest, his face pale. Karen conferred with another attendant, Ryan Foster, near the front, the red bag still in her grip. The cabin's hum quieted as Michael's labored breaths grew louder. Sarah leaned toward him. "Do you have a medical card I can show her?" Michael nodded, pulling a folded document from his jacket. Before Sarah could move, Karen's voice cut through. "Ma'am, stay seated. We'll handle this after boarding." David's video captured Michael's shaking hands and Karen's clipped dismissal. Ellen whispered, "She's ignoring how bad he looks." A faint phone chime rang from Michael's pocket, but he didn't answer, his eyes fixed on the bag. The tension spiked when a woman in a tailored black coat stepped through the cabin door, her Horizon Air badge glinting. Her presence stilled the air. "Mr. Carter?" she asked, her voice calm but commanding. Michael nodded, wheezing. Karen stepped forward. "I'm managing this," she said. The woman's eyes narrowed. "No, you're not. I'm Director Elise Hammond, Safety Compliance. I'm here because of a prior incident. It seems we have another." Passengers murmured. Karen's grip on the bag tightened. "This is about equipment rules," she insisted. Elise extended her hand. "Give me the device." Karen hesitated, but Elise's tone sharpened. "That's a federally protected medical device. You're already in violation." The cabin went silent except for Michael's ragged breaths. Elise took the device from Karen and knelt beside Michael, securing the mask over his face. The soft hiss of oxygen filled the air, and his color began to return. Karen's face tightened, but she said nothing. Elise stood, addressing her directly. "You stay here. Don't move." She signaled Ryan to hold the door as she stepped toward the cockpit. David's video now had thousands of viewers, comments flooding in. "Give him his mask. And this is outrageous." Sarah adjusted the oxygen tube for Michael, whispering, "Just breathe easy." Ellen stayed close, her hand on Michael's arm. Karen muttered to Ryan, "I was following protocol." Ryan shook his head. "You went too far." Elise returned with a man in a pilot's uniform, badge reading Paul Decker, Safety Officer. He held a folder and spoke evenly. "Ms. Walsh, step into the galley with me." Karen's posture stiffened. "I'm in the middle of my duties." Elise cut in. "You're in the middle of an investigation. That device was pre-registered. You initialed the manifest at 7:42 this morning." Gasps rippled through the cabin. Sarah whispered, "She knew." Paul opened his folder. "This violates FAA medical device rules. You're relieved of duty, effective immediately." Karen's face paled as she handed over her badge and wings, her steps slow as security escorted her off the plane. Elise checked on Michael. "Feeling better?" He nodded. "Thanks to you." The captain's voice announced departure, and the plane taxied as passengers buzzed. David's video hit 200,000 views before takeoff. Michael leaned back, the oxygen steadying him. Sarah said, "This is going viral." At cruising altitude, Elise returned to row 14. We're documenting this for the FAA and our compliance team. Your statement will help. Michael agreed, recounting the ordeal. Ellen added, Karen dismissed his distress entirely. James noted, she threatened to remove me when I spoke up. As the plane descended into Chicago, Elise addressed the cabin. Thank you for speaking up and recording. Accountability starts with you. The plane landed smoothly, but the cabin stayed tense. At the gate, a man in a gray suit waited. Nathan Reed, Horizon Air's chief safety officer. He greeted Elise. I got a call that changed my plans. His eyes found Michael. Mr. Carter, we need to talk before you leave. Phones lifted again as Nathan addressed the passengers. This was a failure of protocol. We're requesting your footage and statements to ensure this never happens again. In a private terminal office, Nathan, Elise, and a safety investigator, Laura Tate, took Michael's account. A woman entered late, Dr. Rachel Vaughn, a former colleague of Michael's with ties to the Aviation Safety Board. I saw the live stream, she said. This goes beyond Horizon Air. Michael gave a faint smile. You always show up when it counts. Rachel's gaze was steely. I'm here to make this a precedent, but only with your consent. Michael nodded. Do it. Rachel laid out demands. Crew communications, Karen's file, and all video evidence. Nathan agreed, drafting a statement acknowledging the violation and announcing Karen's suspension and mandatory retraining for all crew within 60 days. Michael reviewed it, insisting, call it a violation of my rights, not an incident. The statement went live, hitting news feeds as the group left the office. David's video passed 1 million views, and Michael's name trended nationwide. Outside, O'Hare hummed with travelers, but Michael felt the weight of the moment. Rachel clasped his shoulder. This will change how airlines handle medical devices. Michael nodded, the oxygen mask steady. Good. That's the only ending that matters. As he walked toward the exit, he knew the story of Flight 319 was just beginning, rippling far beyond the terminal, carrying the promise of safer skies for those who needed it most.